Hey, what's good, everybody? It's your man DJ FX. I am tinkering a little bit with this thing here, trying to figure it out. I was trying to figure out how to do it on my MC Love page, but that didn't work out so well. So I am now um, trying to get this thing up and running here and see where we stand. And we should be in good standings. All right, let's see. Okay. All right, there we go. I got one viewer. I got one viewer. Can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear me or not. How's the mic sound? Check one. All right, so I'm going to try to do a whole hour of this show without background music, without phone calls. This is just going to be me and who's ever watching, and try to answer the question, um, you know, what the show is about. And it's quite simply, I'm just going to jump right into the topic and share the video and share the topic if you want. What have the set, let me see, I have posted it earlier. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Hold on. Because I said, what have the set, and it's a good topic, what have you given up to be on the set, or what have the set has taken away from you? So those are the questions. That's the topic of the day. It's a two-sided sword, I guess you can say. What have you given up to be on the set, and what has the set taken from you? In other words, what are the sacrifices you have done to be in that motorcycle club or to go to that particular party or event? And what other sacrifices did you have to give up to be on the set? What has being on the motorcycle, what has being in the motorcycle community have taken away from you? Did it take away your family time? Did it take away your personal time? Things like that. So holler at your DJ. Unfortunately, I don't have a number, so you're going to have to go Facebook Live with me if you want to answer the question, or make your comment in the bottom section. Make your comment, and I'll type back as quickly as I can, or respond as quickly as I can. Let me first say that I want to thank Wendy Dorsey for just a phenomenal job she does for the station and everything that we're continuing to do for the station. I just want to say big up to that. Okay, I got another viewer. I don't know who it is. It's not showing me anything. But I want to thank everybody who's on Facebook Live. I just want to thank you. I want to thank those who are listening now to WUIM 92.1, the Motivation Station. Those who are listening, you're not listening to the show because it's not being broadcast on the internet today because forces beyond my control. However, the show still has to go on. So, in the comfort of my home, I am doing MC Love. I'm out here on my balcony, and hey, what's up, Lynette? I'm out here on my balcony, and I am doing the show with no music, no commercial breaks, no nothing. It's just you and whoever comes on here to see the show. Now, how do I sound? That's what I need to know. I want to make sure that my volume is good, that you guys can hear everything that's being said, including the background noise if there's any. I just want to know how that's going. And I want to thank you guys for just being here. Again, the question is, what have you've given up to be on the set, Uh-oh, I got an invite already. All right, let's see. Here we go. Here we go. I'm adding. It's adding. Hey, what's up,
Yeah,
Lynette?
hey, you sound good. You sound good. Just a little
All right.
industrial in the back, but it's not flushing. You sound real clear.
All right, cool, cool. All right, so the question that, it's an addition or a twist to last week, 2 weeks ago, when I had the conversation about what sacrifices you made to be on the set. So it's still pretty much the same thing. What have you, what are the things that you have given up, or what has the set has taken away from you, just to be on the set? What things have you sacrificed to be on the set? As well as turn it around because you're on the set. What have you lost to be on the set?
Ah, thank God. I hate to say it like this that you don't have any music being played, no commercials that you got to go through, cause this gonna be a good show today. I'm trying to tell you something.
That's if we
For
don't have
me,
any breakup.
no,
See, right there, you're frozen.
no. Actually, you were frozen for a second, but one thing I can say is I can't speak for anybody else. I can say for me personally, not the views of DJ FX, but I lost my identity. I lost my home. I lost my respect. I lost so-called friends. I lost family, not by like death or anything like that. You just lose a lot. And what a lot of people don't realize is that it's either you're going in looking, you're going in trying to be accepted, or you're going in to have fun. You're going in to love the game of riding. Um, this set is not nothing to play with.
Right.
I don't know if that's me or you, but a lot of people don't come and see. I come from family members that's been in like Family on Wheels. Those are my family members. The original Wild Bunch, Touch a Class, Independent CC Riders. See, I came up along that era. Okay, so we talking
Okay.
about clubs that's been in 40 some years. You got a lot of folks that come in straight off the set because their friends are doing it. They don't understand the history. They don't understand the laws, and then it's so easy to get caught up. I started out with coming in as with a female club, and then I went on and decided to start my own club. And it just went to pretty much, I hate to say it like this, a hell in a handbag quickly because of learning and listening to folks that wasn't able to do certain things protocol the first way, then able to do it, and then it was a mess. But for me, I say basically I lost everything: my marriage, my home. Oh, it came with a heavy price. It came with a heavy price. There's to me there's no when I first came in, I came in at the end of '05, and I walked away 2012. You lose money that I mean there's tons of things that I know tons of people have tons of stories. Um, you got the gain. I mean, there's been some joy. There's been a sorrow. Along with people that you ride with, they're not here no more. So I mean, there's a lot of sacrifices that people um have to endure. You got to be really tough. You can't come in this John being weak.
Uh-oh. You there?
I'm here.
Okay. I'm sorry. Because I said I can't do music. I forgot. I'm on my phone doing Facebook Live, but I can put music on my laptop.
Man, this is straight talk. You don't need no music. We going
All
in the
right,
raw
so
today.
so
I'm
let
just
me so
saying.
let me ask you something. Because you've lost a lot, do you regret being on the set? Do you regret that time that you spent being on the set, or did it just teach you something about who you are and how the set is, how the set operates?
All the above, because if I had not been on this set, I would not have met you. I would not have met, and I had a problem dropping some real folks' names. I would not have met Nadia Carmel Diva, you know, Gripper DCSR. You know, it's there's tons of people in all different states that I'm still friends with, and we got to know each other. You know, not just DJ FX. I know Jeff. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
It means a lot. Some people, even when we're in different settings, we still call each other by our ride names because we just so, I hate to say the word like this, we just silly and ignorant. We try to even call our government name, that don't even work because we're so used to being from government to riding to government to back. We just do it because it's just who we are. We got that connection.
Well, you see, because remember, the bike set, the biker community, that's a whole new different world. That's a whole different. That's the reason why a lot of times we call each other by the biker names instead of our government names. We know the government names. You know what I'm
Not
saying?
really, not
But
really. No, a lot of folks don't. They because they so caught up into their riding names. A lot of folks don't know their people's real name. You had to spend time either off the set or being on the set, and then we're not talking about the set no more. We actually going DJ FX. We going out to dinner. We're going to go to Fridays. No, not Fridays. Take away Fridays. We're going to Applebee's. But now we're talking like regular human being talk. We know our bikes are outside, but now we're talking. So guess what, Jeff? You know, we're gonna go there. But some folk till this day don't even know people's first their real names. And this has been since I've been on the Census '05. So that means that you
so it's
didn't
they
take the
so
time.
so it's kind of safe to say that the set can take away your identity.
It sure can. It sure can.
Because
Because some people
and
go
I
sign
remember
in
and I
names.
remember you saying that it takes away your identity. But
If
I
you
didn't.
allow
I
it.
mean,
If you allow it.
it's just now catching on to me what you meant by that. If we're going down the same street, that it'll
Hmm.
take away, with the fact that all you know is just somebody's biker name. You don't know nothing else. You don't want to know nothing else. You just want to know the biker's name,
You want to know
and you
that
just
bike
want
name
them,
because of
and you
how
want
they're
them to know
doing it.
you, and you would just want them to know just by your biker name. You don't want them to know your name or anything like that.
Yeah. But after, my thing like this, and some people don't realize, if and I tell everybody like this, I may not have a bike, but my license still say MC on it, endorsement, and I ride any bike that's out there. And that's how I was raised and everything. But it gets to a point where you, I lost my thought, but you got to realize this: you are what you out there to be. If you want to be this way, then you're going to act this way. A lot of times, some people, and I don't care if anybody gets mad again. The views and opinions of this is from Cinnabon, okay? Their ride name is their alter ego, and their
Right.
alter ego is who they are. And sometimes they can't even separate the two, and they let their alter ego ruin their life. Because if you get to know Lynette, you get to know that Cinnabon Lynette is the same person. I do the same thing if I was Lynette. I'm going to give you my all. I'm going to help you out. I'm going to try my best to make sure. And some people can't handle that. I've been off the set for 6 years, but I still get called Cinnabon, or they know me as Lynette. It's either or. But you got to come in with some tough skin, meaning that you got to know the history. You got just, oh, I know what I'm going to say. If I'm riding and you're in the back, I'm still responsible for you. I'm in front of you, you're responsible for me. I got to make sure that you go home at night to the best of my ability. You got to make sure that I get home. It's that brother and sister love thing. I got your back, you got mine. It's not about each and every person out there on your own. Yes, everybody rides their own game, but we are responsible for that group. It's not about
Hmm.
that anymore. I mean, it's still some that's there, but that's how you get to know people. The crew that you ride with, you should know everything about them because
Now
that's who you ride with.
I'm not trying to step on no toes whatsoever. That's the last thing I
Mm-mm,
want to do. But I
mm-mm,
respect. That's one of the reasons why I respect the motorcycle, the tight bonds of the old school clubs and the motorcycle ministries, because they take time
mm-hmm.
out to know their members. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
They really
Their family is your family.
right, exactly. And that's why man, God bless the set and the mentality the adult mentality of the riders or the bikers that are out there, because that's why when we lose a family member, something like that, that's associated with the
We
bike
all
club.
lost that person. We all lost that person. People don't understand that. The person that you see riding on it, God forbid they die, you're not going to see that person right up beside you. You're not going to see them I'm going to take it back. You're not going to see them at Clinton Cycle. You're not going to see them at GRD. You understand what I'm saying? You're not going to see them posting up somewhere. That person that's another rider that's no longer there. Now we got to tell stories about that person. You know what I'm saying? You got to tell the story, and people don't get that. It doesn't matter. Like I remember some folks that took a curb and they went down, but guess what? We took that same curb, or you took that curb with Harry S. Truman, you made it. Guess what? Don't sit there and dog the person because they didn't do this. Guess what? You were the one who made it past that curb that time. It was just their time. You know what I'm saying? There were rides. I knew that one time I did 3 suicide rides in one day and knew I wasn't supposed to come back home, but I lived to tell the story about it. Some folks did the same ride and they didn't get to come back home.
I don't know if you know this person. Tim Moore says, "You are telling the truth, baby girl."
I know, Tim. What's up, Tim? Because, and you got some people that won't even tell the truth about it. And let me back up so in case somebody wants to know how did I lose my home. I met somebody on the set that was a real estate agent, licensed real estate. Come find out she was a total crook and caused us to lose our house in an illegal foreclosure. All because I met somebody on the set. My
All
marriage
because you met
took
somebody on the set.
met somebody on the set that does real estate and come find out she was a crook. Oh, she got prosecuted, but then I got crucified because I went after her. But supposed called legal realtor, licensed and everything, but she was a crook and didn't know.
Mm.
Okay. All right. Marriage, cooked up with a club. Everything from that went on to the hell in a handbag. So, I got some stories, but I'm just saying you can gain. And then there's been some wonderful marriages that came out of the bike community. There's been some marriages that's been destroyed because of the bike community. There's been some
Well, I
wonderful
mean, I
friendships
think it's
being made, and there's been some friendships that's been lost because there's no consequences anymore. One time there were consequences. If you did some crap, some dirty stuff, I'm calling your president, and you getting ready to get dealt with. It's only a few clubs that still do that. If DJ FX is out there riding his bike or out there in colors doing some crazy stuff, oh, we could call your president and you gonna get dealt with. Now it's just like whatever. To me, it's just a whatever from what I'm hearing. And if it's the same way that when I left it, trust and believe me, it's way beyond just these 1%ers. It's these regular clubs that are messing up for the set. And again, the views and opinions are of Cinnabon, not a DJ FX. If you need to hit me up, inbox me. Because I take
Yeah.
it very, very personal because I didn't start getting on the set in 05. Like I said, my family came from Family on Wheels, and they're well over 50 years old. Okay, independent CC riders, Touch of Class, original Wild Bunch. See, some of the people don't even know who those clubs are. You just know Flaming Nice, Down and Dirty. We talking about Family on Wheels, the real original Wild Bunch. Okay,
Really?
Touch of Class, independent CC riders. Where they
Now,
had their
Touch of
social
Class.
club.
I've heard of Touch of Class. I heard of Touch of Class when I was down in Charlotte, North Carolina. Unless it's a different chapter. There's
There's a
Touch of
different
Class
chapter,
down
but
there.
the original
They,
chapters are in Maryland.
okay.
hmm
Okay.
A lot of bike clubs came, and they're all over. But you got to realize where a lot of these clubs came from. A lot of these folks' family members. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't just my
Let
first
me take a
time walking
pause.
on the set.
Let me take a quick pause. Hey, listen, everybody who's on Facebook Live right now and you're watching this, this is a special edition of MC Love. I'm doing it out of the comfort of my my balcony right here where I live in Maryland. And we're talking about what have you lost because of the set, and what sacrifices did you make just to be on the set? Or did you make any sacrifices just to be on the set? Share this video.
Because sharing is
This
caring.
is, yeah, sharing is caring. Because a lot of the information that's being shared here, like Tim said, that you were telling the truth. This is information that I want to get out there. This is the reason why this platform is here, because we don't want any misguided or misunderstanding about what the set is and what the set can bring. Don't get it twisted. There's always good things that's being done on the set, but there are some entities or unspoken underlying things that don't get said that should be said, such as the sacrifices that you make. When you get a new member or somebody that's interested, say, okay, a novice, a motorcycle novice that just started riding, you know what I'm saying? And they see the clubs and they see what the clubs be doing, this, that, and the other. They don't know a lot of the sacrifices you made to be a part of that club or to be on the set, whether you're a
Mm-mm.
1%er or a 99%er, or even the motorcycle ministry. It's almost the very same. The difference I see with the motorcycle ministry is well, I shouldn't say we, but they go by well, it's not that much of a difference. Let me say that. It's not much of a
Mm-mm.
difference. It's just the motorcycle ministry, they don't do what they're not supposed to do, a lot of the negative things that's happening out there on the set. But
I'll just say
it's
this: you ride is your ride. That's what's most important. You ride your ride. You don't ride like anybody else. I remember one time there was a young guy that was going to buy a booster from Clinton Cycle, and this was his first bike. We asked him why he was buying a bike. Oh, my boys told me this. I said, well, where are they? Because right now you by yourself. And I kid you not, either if you remember coming out of Clinton Cycle straight out the front building, you go up the hill, up the wall to the curb to Route 5. Then if you're going to where you go to the service or where the veterinary place was a patch of woods. I can't remember he ran up that embankment or he ran through the woods with the bike. But you wanna get a booster because your boys and that was your first bike. Now give or take, some people can do it with their first bike. Well, get a 750 or 1000 until you learn how to ride this bike. But his boys, we were like, okay, well, where your boys at? Where your boys at?
right.
So there's a lot of advantages, a lot of disadvantages, but you can't do what everybody else does. You got to ride your own ride. And one thing I can say that I despise about the bike community is how two-faced it, how fakeness. So people call your friend and broke bread with you, then been at your table, then been at your house, and then they talk about you like a dog, and they're
Mm.
rather worried about their reputation than 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 to say face and grace about. Now I'm not saying I'm perfect, and I made my mistakes by being Cinnabon, but I made my mistakes by caring too much and being there for everybody. And I
Yeah.
know, and I had to sacrifice a whole lot. I literally mean had to sacrifice a whole lot. Meaning to where I didn't care. It got to a point where I literally had to stand up to a grown man, and I didn't care whether I lived or died
Let me read
because I'd
this real
already
quick.
lost everything.
Let me read this real quick. Tim Moore, he says,
Yeah, Tim old.
okay, there was a typo. He said, I've been riding now for 60 years, and the bike scene has really changed.
Mhm.
That's somebody who's been riding a long time, 60 years.
And
I've only been
I'm gonna
riding.
go and get so Tim can get on here. But I remember when we had a meeting one time, and I don't know if Tim, no Tim, there was some other cats been there. They were trying to tell them about the set, and those folks were disrespecting them so old heads like OGs like crazy. They were disrespecting them to the mug. This was the early '07 when the
Hey
set
Tim,
started to be.
if you want, go ahead and send an invite on Facebook Live, and if you want to go ahead and
Yeah.
voice your opinion on what's going on, I think I can get more than one person on Facebook Live. I think.
Yes,
I
I think
think.
you can, but I'm gonna let you go on, and I'm gonna just say this. What I took away
No,
from
no,
this
stay on.
was, oh, okay. What I took away from this was is that it made me a better person. Um, it made me a stronger individual. I was able to handle certain things, far as in legal stuff, how to conduct business, how to spot fake folks before they even, when it wasn't legit. I've helped clubs organize. I've helped them, get their paperwork together, get their bylaws together. There's a lot of clubs that didn't have bylaws, didn't have applications, didn't have a website. I got them to the right people. So I gained and I lost. But if I had to do it all over again, I think I've been a little bit smarter, a little bit wiser, just been an independent writer than to actually have a club. I mean, I had to where I was doing like I said the last time I was doing a blood drive. They were actually sabotaging my blood drive. But guess what? You wasn't hurting me. You were hurting the folks that need the blood, and I pray that it wasn't you. So I
Wow.
mean, there was a lot. I had it happen twice at the blood drive, and working with other clubs, everything that it did. And I was always the one like, okay, Jeff, if you got more than 6 members, somebody's having a benefit, you better have 4 or 5 members there, cause this could be y'all. So I
So
used to
let me ask you
round up
something.
people to make sure.
Let me ask you something. And this goes to you also, Tim. If you're still online, Timmy, and you're trying to send an invite, answer this question. Do you believe now, Tim? You've been riding for a little over 60 years. Do you believe that the set gives more back to the community than it takes away from the individual that's part of the set?
I would say that's a hard question, and the reason why I said it is because you got a lot of clubs that do give back. They go to the soup kitchen. They do give. But I remember back in the day, when we did a clothing drive, everybody came out. We all came out to support. Now there are some clubs that definitely go to the DC Pantry. There are clubs that actually do go out and do still over the years, even when some of them change their club name, they still go back and volunteer. There's a lot of clubs that don't even do. They rather go do parties. And again, the views and opinions are the center, but not towards Jeff. But there's a lot of clubs
You
that rather
must.
have a
I,
party.
I love your disclaimer. That's good.
Okay. There's still a lot of clubs that just want to party and won't do no charity work. Because when you're doing a
Well,
blood drive, it shouldn't even be
and
about
and
who's hosting it.
and from what I've seen, I've been married almost 10 years now. So I've been back here. I've been back home for 10 years. Now, what I've seen, the I have seen some differences within that 10 years, and that's just in 10 years. I've seen a lot of popcorn clubs, pop up microwave clubs, I should guess you could say, pop up and then they disappear, they fade away. But I've
Mm-hmm.
also seen clubs, and oh, my man, Dre, President Dre, he's from Elite Edge Motorcycle Club. I've seen him I've seen his club grow. I've seen them thrive. I've seen them give back. I've seen them go out and support. I've seen them do things, man, that just unbelievable. And they really blend in with the set. So that's why I asked about do you think that the set has give more back to the community as opposed to what it may take away as an individual. In other words, you saw the set kind of stripped you from a lot of things because you sacrificed a lot to be on the set, but it didn't stop the community from receiving from the clubs, like you said, the coat drives, the giving back, feeding the homeless, the kitchens, the things like that. um, Let me read this one real quick.
I
What Tim said. I was one of the original who was on All Ride
all radio
Radio. Okay,
on Wednesday
okay.
night. Sure was. And I'm
All
gonna go ahead and get
Radio
off and let him on.
PM Wednesday
But I
night.
just want to say this. I walked away 2012. There were people that were having stuff and then you would be selective about who stuff you would go to. It wasn't like that at one time. We could pack out a bowling alley. We could pack out places, you know what I'm saying, and make a difference. You know what I'm saying? So a lot has changed. Like one time you would never put a party on Flaming Nights night, because if it wasn't for Flaming Nights, we would never be here. And then as all these clubs, and you want to call them pop-up clubs, then now, what do you mean that party say not is Flaming Night? That's suicide. Or you would never
Right.
put a party on um um who would be I think it was like Deuces Wild would start the year off. I think it was either Deuces Wild, then Merlin Hill Riders, then oh gosh, the girls club that was here, QTs, and then at the end of the year you already know it was Black Tigers, and then at the last party would be DCSR. So there was always certain little
So,
clubs you knew
so hold
not to
up.
put your party on out of respect.
He said you don't have to go. He said stay on. He wants you to stay on, and I agree. Because let me ask you this.
What
Because
about I
now
want
you
to,
bring
Timmy?
up
You can't make me. You're not gonna bully me. I'm just kidding.
the views and opinions of this show.
Tim would not be sacrificed. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
So because you bring up something real good about how at one point you would always go, everybody would always go to somebody else's party. Now, do you blame this on the fact that it's the community or the set has gotten saturated with clubs now?
I would say yes. It got saturated, and then you got these new young bloods coming up that don't know the history, and then you got some of the old heads that pretty much was like, you know what, I'm done, and they walk away. They walk away. Like when we had the biker reunion, I kid you not, if Easy had cut the music off, all you heard was, oh, what? Get out of here. What you hear? What I mean, that's how the whole in what do you call it, with no sound? That's all you saw was there were old heads that came back. I mean, no lie. There were folks that we hadn't seen, like Foxy and Scooby from Merlin Rockwallace. You understand what I'm saying? Um, you saw Twist and all them from Deuce. I mean, there were people that you hadn't seen like in years that just like showed up, and you could count the clubs that were new on the set, and you almost had to explain to them who that club was when they originally first came out, or who that club was, or who that one was. See, back in the day, you knew right away who the clubs were. You knew who the presidents was. You knew what charities they did. You knew when it was time, when it was something. You know what I'm saying? Now, I just see like a whole bunch of clubs with no respect.
Hmm. Let me give a quick shout out to once again President Dre, president of Elite Edge Motorcycle Club, for sharing my video. Thank you for sharing the video. I appreciate it. Boss Lady Whitney Dorsey, president, CEO of um,
Hey.
WUIM 92.1. She shared the video as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The topic that we're talking about is kind of like a two-edged sword. What have you sacrificed and given up to be on the set, as well as what has the set has taken away from you, um, that you either regret or you learned from. You know what I'm saying? So um, I I I think Cinnabon, and I'm calling you Cinnabon because that's how I met you
That's
at
my name.
Cinnabon,
That's my
and you're
name.
gonna always be Cinnabon. However, um, real quick before you go and before we continue the conversation, because we got another 30 minutes, um, how can people, let's talk about your show real quick and your platform
Okay.
that you bring to the table.
All right. I'm actually with God is blessing with another station with Focus Radio out of Roanoke, Virginia, still every Thursday, um, at 7 p.m. on you can go on Focus Radio, Focus with an F, Focus Radio. You can download it on the Google Play Store. And then it's not Apple Store anymore. It's the iOS app stores. You can download the app, and you could also they have a Facebook page to Focus Radio. And also have a book that's coming out, I Am a Survivor. So I'll be in Houston. Anybody is in the greater Houston area on this Sunday coming up from 2 to 5 at the African Heritage Culture Center. We'll be there with our book launch. And then I'll also be coming back on the 16th in Prince Frederick talking about domestic violence. I'm a keynote speaker for a program in Prince Frederick at the community college. So, and
That's
my
what's up.
platform is
You're doing some
basically,
big things, young lady.
oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, and it just, I just tell everybody it's not just about domestic violence. In my book, also we've collaborated with 6 other women. I'm talking about emotional abuse, bullying, domestic violence, suicide, and depression and anxiety. And the one thing I will say about this, one thing I will take from, and then I'm gonna gain my power back. When I talk about bullying, there's nothing but a bunch of bullying in the bike community. That's another topic, another subject. I've seen it happen. It's still happening, and people don't realize we lost some lives because of people acting real ignorant. We had one guy that was killed because to claim that he messed with somebody's girl and it wasn't, he was killed. So there's a lot of stuff. So we have domestic violence issues going on. We had somebody that was killed, and people knew that was going on. Start stepping in, y'all. If anything, start stepping in. This will be your ride to die from the front or the back. Then you need to know when there's some issues going on. If it takes a village, each club is a village. When you on this set, we are a village. We have to watch out, regardless of what colors that we have on. We have to watch out for our own. You can't sit
Right.
here and tell me that you don't know that somebody's been fighting, or your homegirl or your homeboy has been very uh, vulgar or physical, and come on, y'all step in, because either they're gonna get mad, you're gonna pull their coat string. But we have lost a lot of couples in the bike community from domestic violence. We have lost not just
Well,
from dying on twos, but we lost a lot of them from domestic violence, and we lost a lot of them from cancer.
now,
We lost a lot of folks.
yeah, no, that's on the real. We've lost, H2O, big fight with cancer. Um,
Mm-hmm.
there was
We
another
got
young, I forget.
Squeaky. We got Squeaky. She in Africa. So y'all pray for Squeaky from Early Hill Riders. She's in South Africa doing a missionary tour, and actually a journey. She carried some folks over there that helped her along the way, and some family members that passed on. So you also find out that when you go get sick of who your family members are. You know what I'm saying? Who
Right.
your real friends are. It's a lot. You can this bike community is like a revolving door. It's either 1 minute you on, 1 minute you off. 1 minute they got your back. 1 minute they talking crap about you. 1 minute somebody, like I said, sitting at the table breaking bread at your house. The birth of your kids, your nieces, your nephews, and then they talk about you like a dog. And then it
Well,
ripples
that's with
down.
any family, but let me put you on pause on that one. That's with any family.
And I
That's what
get
makes
that.
us.
I get
That's
that.
what makes us family. Yeah, you're
But
gonna
but there's
talk
a
bad
difference
about
with
me.
that though.
You're gonna put your mouth on me. However, when it comes to those real tough times, I know you still got my back.
No, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that one, because it's a because and the reason why I said it is because when I went through my divorce and was fighting this man that was in the bike community, only had a handful that was there, that ready to fight me, that fight for me, and the majority
But
was
you
women.
had some. But you
No,
had some.
but because of a lie, I didn't have. Until after they found out that it wasn't domestic, it was between me and this guy. Then everybody started coming around. Okay, if I had to fight a man and I got women, or I'm losing my house and I ain't got the same people because you think I'm doing her wrong, but yet she's the criminal and did other people wrong, how's it my fault? Yeah, it's my fault for trusting her. Or, oh, I got one better than that. I had to, before I've been here 4 years, I had to put out an 8-year-old lie and a lie that I called somebody to go down, and I knew daggone well I didn't cause the person to go down. But I had to put out an 8-year lie right before I moved 4 years ago and told him to
Hmm.
shut it down. and y'all can go to hell in a handbag with a full scholarship ride with your drawers on fire. I don't want to hear no more about it. And that lie spread across the country, because I got calls from California, New York, Texas, Florida, Atlanta,
Wow.
Chicago, just that fast, how fast an email and stuff. But I called somebody to go there, and I'm a dangerous rider, all because of some reputation. And I had to put out. So when I say that this cycle is vicious, this is not a joke. I'm getting calls from around the country, and I can tell you, I got 5,000 some folks on. I mean, some folks I had let go. When I said I had 5,000 folks on it, and I guarantee I probably met them. I probably ran past across. So when I tell you this bike set is vicious, I'm still not on the set and still get talked about. And
Wow.
it's okay, because that gives you something to talk about, and I appreciate it, because that means you're thinking about me, and all I'm going to do is go higher. You didn't destroy me. You almost thought that y'all did, but guess where I'm at now. So I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let some other people get on, but I'm gonna say it to you like this: I got
Ain't
people worried
nobody
about
else
whether or not
getting
they
on
have my
but you.
book.
Ain't nobody else
No,
getting
but
on but
I'm
you.
gonna, I'm gonna let. Okay, but I got people now that's worried about them. Are they in my book? Buy it. I'll take your money. Am I gonna talk about you on the show? Tune in and give me ratings. You'll find out. I'm just saying. But that's not what my platform is about. My platform is about shine a spotlight on somebody that's doing something good out in the community. You're an activist, you're an author, you're an entrepreneur, you out there making a difference, and somebody shine a spotlight on me. I can't wait to sit down and talk with you. I
Wow.
can't wait to come back to Maryland and sit down, because somebody shined it on me. It's not about being seen. It's not about being heard. I have a gift for gab, and now instead of me getting in trouble with my mouth, I'm making some money. I'm making the money, okay? But I'm doing it for good. I'm not doing it to slander anybody. Now, don't get me wrong.
Right.
The girl that stole my house until you finish paying off that $30,000, oh, I'm gonna raid you out until you pay my mother back every dime that is owed. Okay?
All right.
So trust and
Let me,
believe me. But I'm just
hold up.
saying,
No, wait. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. I just want to take a pause for the cause. This is MC Love, y'all. Special edition of MC Love with your man DJ FX. I was not on WUIM today. Forces beyond my control. I was unable to make it to the studio. But you know, the show must go on. I had a topic that I put out there, so I wanted to go ahead and talk about this topic. And it's a two-edged sword. You know, what have you sacrificed to be on the set, as well as what has the set have taken away from you? And I've been gracious and been humbled by Cinnabon, aka the author Lynn, Lynette.
Cinnabon, Bun Bun,
Uh,
Bun, CB, Pastry.
yeah,
Lord, I got so many daggone names. It's ridiculous.
who's you know graced us with her presence on here, Facebook Live, talking to me, and my phone is going in and out of focus. Thanks Tim Moore, who's shared the video. Um, uh, Dre of
Sharing is caring.
Elite Edge Motorcycle Club, who's been, I guess he's been having problems. He's been going in and out on Facebook Live, and of course my partner, the CEO of WIM 92.1, Wendy Dorsey. I thank you guys.
Wendy!
So, but whenever you want to do that interview, you know, I got to make sure I pencil it in and then make sure that I'm available for that, because I'm humbled and I'm honored that you would like to. Why is my phone out of focus
Because
on
you
me?
have a Boost Mobile Cricket phone and you need to update your phone.
Hey, I ain't telling you what kind of phone I got. I am not telling you what kind of phone I got. But I'm humbled that you would want to interview me. You know, I
I mean,
don't think that.
you've been there for me. You encouraged me to basically, we've had many conversations to where you saw me when I was at my lowest. You saw me when I was going through. And just kind words of few people is a reason why I'm still here. They had a $5,000 bet that I would go down. I said, can I cash in so that my family could get paid? You understand what I'm saying? Yes, I said when they Boost Mobile Cricket phones. Yes, but you be around what you want to be around. I'm around people that don't pay attention to what they heard, or if they did, they came to me and they found a whole lot of holes. See, these are holes. These are holes.
Hmm.
I'm, you come, we're gonna bridge. Instead of believing, I've had many people to come and say, "I watched you, and I'm so sorry." I said, "That's okay. I know you a follower, cause see, I'm around leaders. I'm not around followers.
Oh,
So
wow.
I've actually
I
had
don't know.
people
I
to do
don't know
that.
if I deserve all of that being a leader, but
No, but come on now, you are a leader. Well, you not?
I'm,
You don't think people
I,
not watching you?
well, Cinnabon, it's like this. I look at it this way. I'm just a willing vessel of God. I'm a man of God, and I go in the direction that He puts me in. So it's to say I'm a leader. That's not up to me to say. I'm honored and I'm
Okay, well
humbled.
I said it. I said it. You are a leader. You people are watching. Always remember this. And Wendy, get them when you see them. When you see them this time, get them for me. We got people watching us all the time. My mentor is on here, William Murray. You don't know who's watching you. Everything that you do, somebody is watching you and you are changing their life. You don't know what you're saying that could make a difference to somebody. I didn't realize it
That's,
until I came back from my
go ahead. Uh oh, did I lose you?
I didn't
Uh
re-
oh. Cinnabon, you
okay.
froze up
I'm
on me.
back. I'm back. I didn't
Okay.
realize until I came back from went to my pastor's and then 35th anniversary to find out that somebody that's a pastor, two of them, that said, "I've been watching you. What you said to me, said on your show, changed my life." Me? No, but that's what I would do. I would go like, "Who they talking about?" "Oh, they talking about me," and I get a push. Then it'd be like I can look in your face and still turn around and be like, "Who, me?" Now I can look at you and just say, "Thank you. I
Well,
must be doing
I'm
something
going to,
right." So
I
just
will
say
say
thank you.
thank you.
There you go.
Yes,
Be
thank
humble
you.
because you don't know who's watching you on the set. You don't know who's watching you when you put that collar on. It almost chokes you. Okay? But you understand what I'm saying? So they're not just watching you as Jeff Austin. They're not watching you as DJ FS. They're not watching you as minister. They're watching you. Everything that you do, you're not on here cussing. You're not on here swearing. You get your little groove and you gotten better with your little dance moves. But somebody's watching you because I had to tell you, don't be doing that move again. But you don't know who's watching your every step. Your children are watching you. Your kids are watching. Your nieces and your nephews. People out in the community are watching. And we got to be mindful of that. I have to watch my brand just like you got to watch your brand. That means you got to watch the people that you are around. I couldn't
Yeah,
do what I'm doing now and be on the set. I couldn't do that. But I was a business person and I had to make sure that my business did not suffer, but it eventually did because I put more time into the bike community and I let the business and stuff go. I would have done whatever if I had a chance to save my marriage. I would have walked away from everything, but other people got in. That's another thing. People getting in your business, but when you don't have nobody to talk to, when you think that they're legit people, it would destroy. It would definitely destroy. So again, I thank everybody for what I've been through because I would not be the strong woman that I am now that don't take no mess off of anybody. And I can talk about anything. You just don't know what I'm going to talk about.
how about that? Well, again, I am humbled and honored that you want to sit down and have a one-on-one with me. Like I said, this platform was given to me by God. It was a
Hmm.
vision that it was a vision that I had because I always wanted to be on radio. I always wanted to be a radio personality. Donnie Simpson and Melvin Lindsay, they were my icons
Kevin
in the
James,
radio
all
world.
of them. Come on now. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's
So
do that. Sheila Stewart. Come on. Come on. Now
yeah,
you know where we go with Sheila.
rest in
Come
peace,
on.
Sheila Stewart. Rest in peace, Sheila Stewart.
So
Um,
you wasn't around it. So it was a reason. you're just not gonna have those type of mentors, especially if you're gonna be around Sheila. Come on. Oh, let's not forget about El Boogie. Really? Come on.
Oh yeah, El Boogie.
We've been around some great.
She was the one that gave me my start. I mean, El Boogie was the one that. Oh, my phone is at 15%. Oh wow. Um,
Yeah, mine is starting to heat up. But
you go in there,
we
start to
don't
get
we
your
don't
good charger.
we've been around great people, you know what I'm saying? And we just have to humble ourselves and just know that it's not by chance that we are in where we are, because we've been blessed to be around. I mean, I met some great people within the bike community. Like I said, they're still friends to this day. And now we're a Masonic family, so we definitely can't get rid of each other. So there's tons of positive stuff, but it for me it was a balance. It was bad and it was good. But the good did this and the bad just stays where it's at, because misery loves company. I was not going to be a part of that.
So basically, how I want to end the show is, it's not about what the set for me. And I'm just talking for me. This is my opinions, not the opinions of WUIM 92.1 or its affiliates, and it's not the opinion of that lady up in the corner there. But for me, I believe that it's up to the individual, if they're strong enough, if their spirit is strong enough, if their mentality, if they're mentally ready for it, that they'll be able to define what directions to go as far as the motorcycle community, as far as the set goes. I believe that if you are aware of what it is that you're going to have to give up, if you are aware of what sacrifices you are willing to take, then go for it. Just know that that's your decision. Don't be manipulated. My phone just
Oh,
acted stupid on me. Did I
um,
freeze?
yeah, you did. But see,
Wow.
let me add this to you. See, a lot of folks that come in there don't know. So you're gonna do what your again, like I said, you're gonna do what your people do. You're gonna do what your people do. So if
Well,
they
that's
doing,
where I
they
was getting.
exhibit it, yeah.
That's where I was getting. I don't want, you know, it's a choice that a person has to make. You got to be strong-willed and think for yourself. Try to see the big picture and not just the physical picture that's right in front of you. Oh, that looks good.
Hmm.
Those colors look good. You know what I'm saying? And because you're friends with somebody that's in that club, that's the club you want to join. And then once you get there, oh, okay, this is not what I really thought it was going whipped up to be. I want to go somewhere else, or I want to be an independent rider. Know and do your research before you get into a club. Know
Say that
and
one
know,
more
do
time.
your research. Do your research about the bylaws. Do your research about um, the dominant clubs out there. Do your research on the one percenters that are out there. Do your research. You got to study in order for you to know where you want to go in this motorcycle community, because the motorcycle community can and will swallow you up, can and will get you hurt, can and will get you lost, can and will get you confused, but you want to stay focused. So know your stuff before getting in it. And if you know a little bit of something, don't be too scared to ask
Ask
questions. That's
questions,
what the
and they
dominant
have to
clubs are
be
out there
10 years.
for.
I would even I got a problem with that, because some of them are still new too. Go with some of these clubs at 10 and 15 years old, or if you're going with them dominant clubs, go with somebody in their 60s, 70s, 50 years old that's been
Well,
in
yeah,
that club a
that's what
long
I meant.
time.
And
But
that's
some
what I
people don't
meant.
know that. Just
That's
because you
I
see
guess that's where I
somebody,
was trying to go.
yeah. Cause I was I'm not gonna mention the club, but they came here.
They came here.
They came here and I asked them how many members did they have, and they told me, and I went off on them.
You
And
were
they looked at
what?
the club members. I asked them how many members. I asked them how many members did they have, and they started to tell me. And their club looked at me, and they were like, "Get them." And I said, "Wrong. One thing you don't do is tell how many members that you have. You have enough. You have many." So when I saw him this year, they looked at me like, "Nah, she right. We're gonna handle you later on." But when I saw him this year, he said, "Many, a whole bunch." I said, "Thank you." So but he was young, so he didn't
Right.
know, and they were like, "That's our fault. We'll correct that." Cause see, I don't have no problem. See, I still carry, and I'm gonna carry until the day I die. I'm gonna carry president credentials because I was the president. So I'm still good with some folks. So I'm gonna ask those questions just to test your members out to see if they're doing the homework. I can go
Right.
up to 1%ers, and I know the difference. I ain't gonna disrespect, but I mean, I'll tell you one thing real quick. We had a meeting one time at East Coast Boosters, and had the 2 pool tables. I'm the only one that had the chalk. Hell's Angels, some guy from Hell's Angels was there. "Little lady, you mind if I borrow your chalk?" "Sure." I said, "Okay, now look, I'm gonna go on outside. You in charge of this chalk here, because I don't want nobody to take my little cubes." I come back from outside. He's sitting there eating. I said, they were like, "Oh my God, oh my God." I said, "Where my chalk at?" "Huh?" I said, "Don't make me put you out there take you out there on the wood pile." He said, "Y'all, I'll be right back." He went there. "I don't want no trouble. I don't want no trouble." They're like, "Timbo, you crazy." I said, "No, I gave him an assignment to do. He didn't watch my chalk. So he got to go put him on the wood pile. He's with Hell Angel. I don't care where he is. He knew what I meant by the wood pile. Man, I ain't heard nobody say this. My grandmama and them said that. I had to go get that piece of chalk. Now, I didn't touch him on his back. I went on his shoulder. I said, where my chalk at?"
Right.
He just did that. I said, "Don't make me put you on the wood pile. Go get my chalk." He's out right back,
Right.
y'all. He walked up,
Well,
got it. He said,
there's
"I don't want no trouble. I
there's
don't want no trouble." But it's just a way to be respectful. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
I was serious. You put been watching that.
Well,
But it's all
I
about who you be around and who you educating. Know your history, know your laws, know your laws. Each county has a law. Each
yeah, there's
county
different ones.
has it. I mean, it's called, I think it's still called a bait. A bait, I think it is.
A
Each
bait.
county has different laws. Prince George's County has them. Charles County, Calvert, Montgomery, everybody has different laws. But that's where your PRO comes in at. They can go on up
Mm.
to the state house or take the time of
A
somebody
big
go up
shout out
there
to the
and find out.
PRO convention that's coming up next. I think it's next year.
In
Yeah, next year
January.
in Atlanta, Georgia. So big shout out to them. And we got
Yeah.
some local um, pros that's going to be down there doing that. Inspector T from
Yeah, I know, Wendy.
what is her name? What is her club's name?
Who, Inspector Tees?
Pla- pure platinum divas. Man, I hate it when I.
Ooh.
Okay, I got it wrong.
I'm gonna let you. Yeah, you got it wrong, and I'm not gonna
Yeah,
correct you either. No, you know better too. I'm gonna let it get Inspector T. He butchered it up.
Expected T. Yeah, okay, I'm guilty.
Inspector T, get
Everybody who
him.
knows me know
Yep,
everybody knows me know
he
I'm
want
really,
butcher.
I screw up with a lot on names, people's names as well as club names. But I mean no
Mm.
heart, so charge it to the head, not the heart.
In other words, y'all, that's meaning that he's old. When an older person says that, so I'm gonna interpret that for you. That means that he's old. You know, he's almost close to 60. So he's in that middle term thing, what, 55, somewhere like that. So I'm gonna interpret that for you. That means he old.
Well, I'm never too old to forget this prayer. So bow your heads with me as I do this prayer. Make sure you pray before you get on your bike. Pray while you're on your bike and pray when you get off your bike. Make sure you do the same thing on your return trip home. All your drivers out there that are driving, make sure you look more than twice and value our life, because our life means something to somebody out there. We want to stay here to the day that Jesus crack open the sky and call us home. All you riders out there that are riding crazy, slow down. Your life matters also. So we want to make sure that you are here till the day he comes. Until then, everybody have a great, prosperous, blessed week on purpose, with a purpose, keeping your mind on God, because God definitely got you on his mind. So burn rubber and not your soul. I'm out, y'all.
And
Thank you.
also love, love, love. Most of all, love yourself, because when nobody else loves you, you can love yourself.
How about that? All right, burn rubber, y'all, not your soul. I'm out. Thank you,
Peace.
Lynette. Thank you for all the Facebook watchers out here. I appreciate you guys. I should be back in the studio doing Facebook Live as well as taking phone calls next week in the studio. And it's going to be Say With Your Chest Sunday, so we're going to be able to say everything with your chest. Today was supposed to have been Shout Out Roll Call Sunday, but because of the topic, I didn't do a show. Last week I did on location at the Children's Hospital in
And kudos to
Bethesda,
everybody for
Maryland.
that too. That was amazing. That was amazing. I
Thank
saw
you.
the pictures and everything. And bye, Platinum Dreams.
Platinum Dreams, that's it. All right, I'm out of here. Thanks again.
Peace.
All right.